Ma'am, today's article from Hindu newspaper, taking the leap, discriminatory provisions that impede lives of those with leprosy must go. First, we'll see the context and we will see the background. We'll see the main dimensions and Prince point of view. Supreme Court pushed to eliminate discriminatory statute provisions that continue to stigmatize persons affected by leprosy, despite the disease being fairly curable. It highlights how several central and state laws still allow restrictions on employment, public participation, marriage, and mobility for leprosy affected individuals. The NHRC recent submission shows that legal stigma persists even though medical science has disproven historical figures. Stigma means fear or kind of shame. For example, like if I get affected by any disease, and I feel shame to sit in the class because I feel like what my friends think about me, like kind of guilt or kind of shameness. Leprosy is a chronic disease, chronic infection disease, and this has been uh, this has been found by skeletal evidence around 2000 BC. It has been mentioned here, and back in 2000 BC by skeletal evidence, it has been started. It has been discovered by the guidelines and programs of WHO. Lot has been improved, especially in India. This 19% reduction, a high achievement. Even though after achieving 99% and where this disease is 100% curable, the laws, central laws and state laws still allow restrictions on employment, public participation, marriage, and mobility of leprosy affected individuals. The NHRC submitted to Supreme Court stating even though it is 100% curable, even though it is 99% of reduction report, why central and state laws still persist? Background: leprosy is a chronic infectious disease that mainly affects skin and nerves, caused by bacteria Mycobacteria leprae. So this is very important in prelims point of view because there has been question uh, athletic foot. This is a disease. This disease is caused by. There has been UPSC PYQ on the same question. Athletic foot is disease caused by options given like virus, uh, fungi, protozoa, and bacteria. It was like this 2001 year question UPSC PYQ. For this athletic foot, it is a fungi, and there might be there will be a chance like Mycobacterial leprae or else lep leprosy is caused by bacteria, fungi, protozoa, or virus. We can ask question like this also. It is a mycobacterial leprosy. It can lead to patches of skin, a loss of sensation, muscle weakness, and nerve damage if not treated. How? It is prolonged close contact with infected person. When untreated, infected person cough or sneeze, tiny droplets containing mycobacterial leprae can enter another person's nose or mouth. If you shake hands, it will not spread. If you eat meals on the same plate with infected person, it will not spread. But if you get close contact with the infected person, his droplets If you come in contact with the infected person droplets, then it can spread. It spreads very slowly and it is not easily contagious. The measures by WHO, free treatment worldwide using multi-drug therapy through government programs, a global status and guidelines for early case detections, disability preventions, and surveillance by WHO. In India, National Leprosy Eradication Program for early diagnosis and treatment, and awareness programs like Sparsh Leprosy Awareness Campaign held every year to reduce discrimination. Like in 1981, there was a survey on this program on this disease. The report states 52% out of 10,000 were affected by this disease. 52% out of 10,000 were affected by this disease. 1983, India government has come up with the NLEP, National Leprosy Eradication Program. This program, in guidelines with the WHO of multi-drug multi-drug therapy. This program this programs runs this program runs with the WHO multi-drug therapy. After this, in 2004, there has been a survey on this disease. It showed 0.5% of 10,000, which means around 99% fall. If you see from Main's point of view, uh, the reality versus stigma. I always say stigma is kind of a shame kind of feeling, or else a kind of fear that someone will have inside, that how can I go outside, how what people thinks about me, that kind of thing. India eliminated leprosy as a public health program in 2005. Less than one case per 10,000 population. Still, there are 100 provisions, both in central and state. These 100 provisions restrict the person who affected by the leprosy access to job, public transport, right to conduct elections, maintenance and diverse proceedings, and running business or public office. Recent Supreme Court observation: Supreme Court emphasizes a stigma causes more harm than disease. You can use this as a quote while writing answer. The fear causes more harm than the disease itself, and ask government to review and repeal outdated laws. This aligns with Law Commission of India report recommending comprehensive legal reforms. Human rights and constitutional principle. Discrimination violate Article 21, which states guarantee of life of dignity. Article 14, ensure equality before law, preventing arbitrary exclusion, and Article 15, Clause 1, prohibit, prohibits discrimination on grounds of disability by interpretation. It states its demands on recognition, rehabilitation, and reintegration, but not exclusion. Article 21, Article 14, and 15, Clause 1 of constitutional provisions which support individuals affected by the disease. In social economic diversion, social stigma perpetuates unemployment, poverty, segregation, homelessness, and integrational discrimination. The many affected individuals still operate in isolation because due to of social fear and policy and administrative challenges, poor public awareness of model leprosy treatment, incomplete implementation of national leprosy eradication program allows stigma to persist. So poor public awareness in this article, the first line, systematic efforts are required to eliminate stigma that are often shared by fear, misinformation, or ancient belief, and to remove the discriminatory attitude towards those affected. This public awareness should is of regarding this disease has not been successful. In stigma, the fear is more failure. There has been a lack. There has been lack of efforts between health department and local bodies regarding its approach. So these are few dimensions which we can use in mains point of view. Like if any questions can will be asked, can you say what is the reality? Reality is around 99% reduction. Still, the stigma is it is a highly infection disease or it is a fear like it is dangerous to individual, like it is a life-threatening disease. And Supreme Court observation, it is Supreme Court states that emphasizes that stigma causes more harm and asks government to review and repeal outdated laws because there were 100 positions on these from both the center and state, and Supreme Court emphasized to remove the laws. Human right and constitutional principle, Article 21, Article 14, Article 15, Clause 1 prohibits discrimination. Social economic dimensions regarding unemployment, poverty, homelessness, and integrational discrimination. Policy and administrative challenges. A poor public awareness regarding the efforts by both the government and local bodies regarding the approach of this disease. An incomplete implementation of national leprosy eradication program allows stigma to persist. There are facts uh, for claims mycobacterium leprae, bacteria causing leprosy. So this is more important. Mycobacterium leprae. This is the bacteria which cause leprosy. And moreover, this is the bacteria. This is not a virus. This is not a protozoa. This is bacteria causing leprosy. It is a slow growing, affects skin and nerves primarily. Multi-drug therapy was introduced by WHO. Multi-drug therapy was introduced by WHO. It's free globally. Cure leprosy. National Leprosy Eradication Program. India eliminated leprosy as a public health problem in 2005. In 2005, again I said 1981 survey, 1983 NLEP establishment, 2004 survey, 2005 uh, public health program, health problem achievement. We'll see some questions. Leprosy is caused by which of the following? Option A virus, option B fungus, option C bacteria, option D protozoa, option C bacteria. Which organization provides free MDT for leprosy globally? Option B WHO. In India, leprosy is addressed under Niti Aayog Initiative. No. National Leprosy Eradication Program, yes. Ayushman Bharat on it, no. ISRO Health Mission, no. Leprosy becomes non-infection once. Patient isolated home, no. Vaccination is incompleted, no. Skin patches disappear, no. MDT treatment starts. This kind of questions are asked by UPSC and recently. Which of the following statements about leprosy in India is correct? India, leprosy is no longer incurable and can be completely treated with WHO recommended multi-drug therapy. Okay. So option two. India has removed all discriminatory legal provisions relating to the persons affected by leprosy. Okay. Option three. Leprosy has identified the discriminatory provisions against leprosy affected persons across central and state laws. If you see, India has removed all discriminatory provisions. No, this article is talking about the discriminatory provisions. Why still they persist? India has not removed discriminatory all discriminatory legal provisions relating to the persons affected by the leprosy. Remove this two. Option is one. Leprosy is no longer incurable, can be completely treated with the WHO recommended multi-drug therapy. Yes, NHRC has identified discriminatory provisions allowing the leprosy affected person across central and state laws. Yes, thank you.